Hey, Ben, it's Jared from Downtown PA.
Hey, Jared, how's it going, man? Pleasure's mine, man.
Pretty good. I recently signed up as a Patreon, so
Rock
it's always
on.
good to support your show, so hopefully we can expand it. But thank you for that. I want to talk recently, since we've gotten into Pence and Trump territory, about the recent debate between Jimmy Dore and Sam Cedar on the majority report.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that.
I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't catch the whole thing. I didn't catch anything. Go for it, though.
Jimmy basically argued that Trump would be so bad that he would basically bring about a revolution if he got elected. And Sam basically argued from the standard DNC establishment kind of argument of incremental reformism to the Democratic Party, while Jimmy said, well, we should, fight to have Elizabeth Warren in 2020 or something along that line. And I'd like to see what your take is, like, which do you think is more realistic, per se?
To be honest with you, neither. I don't agree with either one of them, and I'll tell you why. Thanks for the call. If you don't mind, I'll answer that off the air so I can clear up the line. Okay. I disagree with both of them. I disagree with both of them because, one, I do not believe that we should embrace brinksmanship. And not even brinksmanship, but just going off the deep end for the sake of getting some type of change. I think that's asinine. I think embracing Trump for the sake of, oh, well, he'll just get in there and mess stuff up. I think that is the most ridiculous. Like, you're not a reasonable person if you genuinely embrace that as a strategy that we should employ. Because in the middle of him messing stuff up, there are real lives that are damaged and hurt by it. Even if not by direct policies, because people have this weird assumption that Trump is going to be stopped and buffeted by the GOP majority. You do realize if Trump wins, that means the Republican Party absolutely is going to maintain the House and the Senate majority. So we have this delusion in thinking that the GOP is going to stop Trump, right? Not really. They're going to go along with Trump as much as they can, as much as they need to get the things done that they want done. They will negotiate with Trump. And keep in mind, this is still an anti-Muslim crowd. This is still an anti-LGBTQ crowd. This is still an anti-woman's right to choose crowd. So they will play ball with Trump. And while we are embracing this brinksmanship of let's just have a scorched earth policy, there are real lives that will be hurt and damaged by it on a massive scale. So I think that strategy is completely asinine. And I like Jimmy Dore, love his work over there, but I totally disagree with him on that. I also disagree with Sam because I don't believe in the incrementalism is ever really going to work because the people who control the reins of power are really good at suppressing any type of catalyst for change, right? Any type of catalyst that could actually trigger an incremental progress. They are great. They're masters at suppressing this. So I disagree with Sam. Love his work. I like his show. Been on his show a couple of times with Brooks. Really like what they're doing over there. I like all of them, but I disagree with both of them. This is where I am right now today. I don't even know. Like I've been saying for a long time that I'm going to vote for Jill Stein. I don't know only because there's some questions that she still hasn't answered for me. But I'm more than likely leaning in her area. But let me tell you what I am. I'm at the position where I'm going to choose which person I want to oppose for the next 4 years. That's where I am. I have to choose who I would rather oppose. Would I rather oppose Donald Trump? And because I have no reason, there's no valid reason to think that Donald Trump is not going to be a neoliberal in the sense of the Republican Party's brand of neoliberalism. I have no reason to believe that he's going to be dovish when he is going to be pushed and emboldened and empowered by the GOP mainstays, right? I have no reason to believe that he's not going to be a neoliberal economically. No reason to believe that he's not going to be neoconservative on a foreign policy. I have no reason to believe that he's not going to try to deport people. Even if he can't successfully do it, he's going to try. I have no reason to believe Donald Trump is going to be anything redeeming worth salvaging. I also have no reason to believe that Hillary Clinton is going to oppose the TPP in the long run, especially because Bill Clinton just came out in favor, or in terms of understanding the intellectual reasoning for the TPP. I also don't believe that I believe she's going to be a neoliberal. I believe she's going to be a neoconservative, but I also think that she is not going to damage the lives of hundreds of millions of Americans with just these asinine ideas that would actually destroy a lot of lives. I think there's going to be a lot to oppose with Hillary Clinton. And if I have to choose a person I would rather oppose for the next 4 years, I would rather fight tooth and nail against Hillary Clinton over the next 4 years than to fight tooth and nail against Donald Trump and all of the people he empowers. Think about it this way. If you say Black Lives Matter, tell me who's the first person in your mentions on social media trying to tell you why Black lives don't matter. If you come out in favor for marriage equality, you tell me what political affiliation and who are they supporting that are coming out against marriage equality. Who's in your mentions? If you come out in favor for or against this anti-Muslim sentiment, who's in your mentions trying to convince you that Muslims are the scum of the earth and we need to get them out of America? For everything that we fight for, let's go to the environment. Yes, Hillary Clinton is fighting against, and I'm not, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Stay with me. Yes, Hillary Clinton is probably going to pass legislation that's going to empower energy companies to continue to do what they do. Are you going to believe Donald Trump's not going to pass that same legislation? On top of Donald Trump passing that same legislation, Donald Trump represents the entire know-nothing society of America, the people who deny all scientific evidence, the people who just are basically the flat earthers of our generation. So in addition to bad policy, you are empowering an entire group of people, an entire 50%, unfortunately, of America who don't even believe climate change exists. I would much rather fight Hillary Clinton's neoliberalism and neoconservative hawkish foreign policy over the next 4 years than to fight the same exact thing in Donald Trump, in addition to the bigotry, the xenophobia, the homophobia, the know-nothingness, the flat earthers, the science deniers, the climate deniers. They are there, they are real, and I'm not one who's going to just kind of brush them aside and say, well, Trump's not really going to be that bad. No. I don't agree with Sam because I don't believe Hillary is going to allow for incrementalism. That's why I see her as my opposition. I don't agree with Jimmy because I don't believe that that playing this game of brinksmanship and letting a scorched earth policy take over is the thing to do. The thing that I have to do is you do whatever you want to do. But for me, I'm choosing the person I would rather fight the next 4 years. And I would rather fight against Hillary Clinton over the next 4 years. And thankfully, I may not even have to vote for her. I just vote for Jill Stein. But Jill Stein still has some questions to answer for me. She's never answered. I've patiently been waiting because I'm not looking for lip service from anyone. All right. That's how bad this election is. You realize that? We're not in a place where we can affirmatively support someone who actually has a chance of winning. I mean, Jill Stein, love her. Like what she stands for, but she's at 3%. She's at 15% with millennials. Gary Johnson has 26% of millennials. There was a revolution, and that revolution did not transfer to Jill Stein. And you can't blame that on, part of that equation is Jill Stein. They went to Gary Johnson, for the love of God. So this election is so bad that a lot of us are stuck in a place where we can't affirmatively support someone. All we can say is, who would we rather fight for the next 4 years? I don't want to fight Trump for the next 4 years because with Trump comes all of his minions, the people who want to fight us on every single step of every single policy that we believe in, they believe that we're fools because nothing is wrong with America. The only thing wrong with America are the people complaining about America.